Hello and wave. Today I am here at it is so cold out here at the Weatherspoon Art Museum in Greensboro, North Carolina. Today I'll be checking out and reviewing this museum. My first thought was that it seems like a decent-sized museum. The building is 2 stories, and there's a sculpture garden when you first walk through the gates. The works here were by contemporary artists, and pretty interesting. Receiver, by artist Huma Baba, was in the middle of the garden, and I think the painted surface really made it stand out. Luna Lilo, by Deborah Butterfield, also grabbed my attention with its intricate wood design. The garden is well kept and is nice and clean. I think it's a relaxing first impression before going inside. Now on to the actual museum, starting with the first floor. There are some lockers when you first walk in, which is convenient, and bathrooms. At the front desk, I was greeted by an employee and provided with this map. There were a few works on the first floor, but since this was early January, there was only one event happening at the time, which had to do with disabilities. Honestly, this was not that interesting. It consisted of short stories about people overcoming disabilities, and pictures of the people. I was the only one here. There is also an auditorium, a classroom, and other rooms for exhibitions, none of which were open. So that's about it for the first floor. Heading up to the second floor, this is the main attraction of the museum. There are 4 galleries on the second floor, with the McDowell Gallery being the largest. This area at the time of filming housed CRIP, which is a group exhibition focused on highlighting artists with disabilities. This bench is the first thing that most people will see. Created by Finnegan Shannon, an artist who focuses on accessibility and speaking for the disabled community. Behind this work was this display of violins, which was accompanied by music. And next to that was this set of paintings, all by artist Christopher Robert Jones, who is the co-founder of the CRIP exhibition. Next was the sculpture Dancing with London, which is the artist Emily Gossio's guide dog. This series of drawings, also by Gossio, are fun, especially after seeing the word butthole prominently displayed. Emily is a blind artist who creates work mostly focused on the relationship between herself and her dog London. A few other works were also on display here, although it did seem a bit empty. There were some pieces of video. This video was a clip of the documentary The Tuba Thieves by director Alison O'Daniel, which is about the nature of sound. And this video, called Pillow Fight by artist Brontes Purnell, is just a pillow fight, taking place in different locations. And with that, I headed to the other areas, starting with Gallery 6. This work by artist Beverly McIver was the first piece that I noticed. McIver is a Greensboro native, known for her self-portraits, although this painting is of her mother. This giant sculpture was also immediately noticeable by artist Nick Cave, who has a whole series of these sound suits. Over 500 apparently, each one with a unique theme. There were also a couple of photographs in here, which were nice, and a diverse assortment of paintings. Next up was the Guild Gallery, which had this large door in the center. This door is actually called Third Ward by artist Radcliffe Bailey. These 2 large paintings were on the far wall, Big Yellow by local artist Bert Carpenter, and Straw Boss by Neo-Dada artist Robert Rauschenberg. Some other really fun works were on display in this gallery. These lithographs by Mexican artist Francisco Mora are very intricate, with lots of line work. The highlight of this gallery, though, was this painting, called Woman by Willem de Kooning. Now, de Kooning is probably not for everyone, but it was nice to see his work displayed here. This painting feels very aggressive, and I love the brushstrokes. The last stop was the Ivy Gallery. This room seemed to have the most to look at. The far wall had this large painting called Houdini by Helen Frankenthaler, and this one called Giza Gate 1 by Al Held. Both artists were American abstract expressionists. There was this work of 3 photos by photographer Elsa Dorfman, and The Bungles from the Creek Bed by North Carolina artist Maud Gatewood. There were a few other paintings by American artists, all of which seemed to be in different styles. And then there were some still life works, 2 by French painter Louis Favre, and 1 by American painter Dinas Carlson. Definitely the highlight of this gallery, though, was the drawing by Henri Matisse, if only because it's by Matisse. And there were 2 sculptures, one by Matisse and one by Abraham Wolkowitz. I felt like the works that were on display here were a good mix of styles. So walking out of the galleries, I saw that there are some more classrooms on the 2nd floor and more bathrooms, but that's really about it for this museum. The museum does have a large collection of works. Notably, there are over 600 items that are part of the Dillard Paper Company collection, around 300 items from the Etta and Clarabelle Cohn collection, who are most known for their collection of Henri Matisse and Pablo Picasso paintings, and almost 400 items from the Lenore C. Wright collection of Japanese woodblock prints. Obviously, not all of the items that the museum has can be displayed at one time, but I felt like it was too small to show even a decent amount of it, and I left wanting to see more. All things considered, I give the museum 3 out of 5 stars. If you're in the area and have an hour or so to look around, you probably won't be disappointed. There are some really standout works. Admission is free, parking is free, and apparently there is some good coffee. Like on the weekdays, it sounds like. The works here seem to be rotated out fairly frequently, so anyone visiting will likely see different works than what I featured here. That said, this isn't a day trip. Viewing and reading everything in the museum won't take more than an hour or 2 tops. And that's reading everything. So that's it for this review. I plan on doing more of these, so let me know your thoughts on this one. Since I will be traveling to these locations, I decided to set up a Patreon page if you would like to help out with that. See the link below for more information. And thank you so much for watching.